Good evening, folks. This is Deb Bellapiana, and this is yet another Shut the Fuck Up. You know, tonight I'm saying shut the fuck up to everybody who believes that we owe Donald Trump any measure of respect for anything. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight. This is going to be the only topic of Shut the Fuck Up. So apparently, you know, Joe Biden is now on the campaign trail. And so as part of that, he is getting much more verbal and forceful when talking about Donald Trump. You know, what's the problem here? Donald Trump has been shitting all over people between his speeches and his rallies and Truth Social for literally since his entire public life. But that's okay because it's Donald Trump. So apparently what happened is it was revealed that Joe Biden referred to Donald Trump as, quote, a sick fuck and a, quote, fucking asshole in private. In private. And somehow it got leaked to the media. So here we go. All right. By the way, is he wrong? No, he's not wrong. But nevertheless, he never said it in a speech. Okay? He has ripped Donald Trump, but he has not shown disrespect. Okay? Whatever you say about somebody in private, quite frankly, I don't see the problem. I do it all the time. So here we go. Here's the quote. It's a shame that crooked Joe Biden disrespects the presidency both publicly and privately. By the way, referring to Joe Biden as crooked Joe Biden, that's showing disrespect for the presidency as well, because there is absolutely no proof that Joe Biden is crooked, even though they have spent countless hours trying to find something and countless thousands and millions of dollars of American taxpayer money on this bullshit. Okay? So that is Chris LaCivita, a senior Trump campaign advisor. He goes on to say, but then again, it's no surprise he disrespects the 45th president the same way he disrespects the American people with his failed policies. So let's talk about those policies. Actually, they're not failed policies. The economy is doing fine. He managed to pass the infrastructure bill. He has supported a woman's right to choose as best he can from where he's sitting, considering the fact he doesn't have the authority to overthrow the Supreme Court decision, and he's not the one that stacked the court to take people's rights away. Joe Biden has actually done quite a bit. He recently halted the sale of LNG permits for export, even breaking with a Obama administration plan to make sure that it is not harmful to the environment. He's actually doing quite a lot, unlike Donald Trump, who's meandering around the country, besmirching everybody and showing disrespect towards everybody in this nation. We owe Donald Trump absolutely no respect. Respect is not given to somebody based on a fucking title, okay? Respect is earned. It's earned. Okay, Donald Trump has shown no respect to anybody. He refers to veterans as losers. And by the way, to that, Joe Biden did have something to say publicly, and I commend him. And here is what he said. Trump referred to those heroes, and I quote, as suckers and losers. He actually said that. How dare he say that? How dare he talk about my son and all like that? Look, I call them patriots and heroes. The only loser I see is Donald Trump. I think that's perfectly stated. Joe Biden's son, Beau, who passed away, was a veteran. So I think, we can all give Joe Biden a pass if we feel like he needs a pass. I don't think he said anything out of the ordinary there or anything salacious. It's fact. Donald Trump said those words. So we have every right to push back on that. And it's about time Joe Biden came out swinging. You know, we have a former president who stood at a podium at a press conference and made fun of a reporter who had a physical disability. He's a man who made jokes about Nancy Pelosi's 82-year-old husband having a fractured skull because some fucking right-wing nitwit who believed in conspiracy theories, some of which are concocted by the GOP, had him convinced to a point where he broke in to Nancy Pelosi's condo and thought she was going to be there and instead attacked her husband. And what's the joke here? What's the joke? Donald Trump Jr. showing a picture of boxer shorts and a hammer saying he's got his costume for Halloween. You know, the stuff is disgusting. And we're worried about what Joe Biden calls him in private. You know what? For the people who have nothing better to do with their time than to print that shit, you could short, is it like a light news day today? Is that all you can spend your time doing, is worried about what a president says about a former president in private? While the country teeters on the brink of fascism, thanks to Donald Trump, instead of calling Donald Trump out, the media is focused on what Joe Biden says in private. There's something fucking wrong with all of that. Okay, just so everyone understands. And yeah, you know what? I am incensed. I'm with Joe Biden all the way right now. Okay, I am incensed over the GOP. I am incensed with them, you know, shitting all over Joe Biden's policies. At least he's working for the American people. He's not wasting his time impeaching everybody in sight. Now it's Mayorkas. We put Joe Biden on the back burner because we don't have anything on Joe Biden, and because now we want to make the border an issue. We're gonna impeach Mayorkas because that's what Donald Trump said to do, and Marjorie Taylor Greene said to do. That's how the government is running under the GOP. Spare me all this bullshit and shut the fuck up. I'm tired of hearing it now. I really am. You know, to the news media, I say, you know what? You're not supposed to be abetting a fascist. You're supposed to be exposing him for what he is. That's what the news media actually does, is expose people. I don't consider reporting what Joe Biden said in private because somebody leaked it to you news, any more than I consider, who was it now? Was it Cardi B who complimented some right-wing nitwit who made a rap song? That was news in the Hill. That's what they consider news. Spare me, okay? No. Nobody owns Donald Trump any level or any measure of respect for anything. We have a man who is a front runner for the GOP president, for the presidency of the United States, who has 91 criminal counts against him, has already lost, and is now a legitimate sexual predator, and actually a rapist. And we're worried about showing him respect, and we're worried about Joe Biden calling him a sick fuck. Well, you know what, folks? I got some really bad news for you. That's exactly what Donald Trump is. Aside from the fact that he's a dictator, a fascist, and wants to install authoritarian rule here, I suggest you get your heads in the game and understand the problem isn't Joe Biden. The problem is very much Donald Trump and his GOP henchmen that are in our government right now. I'll talk to you all later.